Hello guys, I'm here doing a review on the Jeffree Star Beauty Killer palette. I wanted to just get right into it, so let's go right ahead. The front, it seems to be cardboard, made out of cardboard. We have some gold trimming detail going around the palette, which is very kind of sort of like a metallic finish. The back solely have just the serial numbers. I would have preferred had we had the colors of the eyeshadows and the names, and possibly the ingredients in the eyeshadow palette, the expiration date. Seems to be a lot of stuff missing from the back of the packaging so far. However, we do have information on the box. I just would appreciate it more if it was on the back of the palette, as a lot of people don't keep the box and get rid of the box, so it just seems pointless to me to put that information on the box and not on the palette. Okay, so let's get into this. Opening it up, we have a mirror right there, which I won't be needing for this video, but that's just to give you an idea of what kind of mirror. We have some type of border going around that has been cut out really nice and pretty. I think they did a good job with that. Mirror's a decent size, however it does flap down, so I don't see how this mirror would come in handy unless you like holding your mirrors up while you do your makeup. It just seems to become an inconvenience when it's supposed to be meant to be convenient, if that makes any sense. And how I mean that is that if a palette comes with a mirror, the whole idea is that you can multitask while not having to bring outside instruments or equipment. So with that being said, if there was some type of mechanism to hold this where it, you know, it could go maybe 1-2 stops where it could hold itself, that would be ideal. Perhaps a ribbon even would have been a great idea. But the fact that this doesn't have any type of thing to support it or hold it up, it becomes an inconvenience, and I just don't want to be bothered, especially if I'm on the go. I don't want to I would like to put this on a table and just have it hold itself up, but in this situation I would have to get something to hold the mirror up, and it just becomes a big hassle versus going into the bathroom and just doing your makeup that way. Whatever, moving along. So that was a disappointment. We have the metallic finish in here as well, with this gold trimming going around. The eyeshadows are Star Power, Princess, Violence, Rich Bitch, Courtney, Black Rainbow, China White, Vanity, Confession, and Expensive. Go ahead and I'm gonna give you guys some swatches and we're gonna see what's up. Okay, I have swatched a couple. I've swatched Princess and Star Power. That's it. I haven't really swatched any of the other colors. I've had this palette for some time now, but excuse me, but I haven't went through the palette simply because I wanted to do it with you guys on camera. So let's go ahead and dive in. So we're gonna go for Star Power, and by the consistency of Star Power I can already tell you that this is a very chalky eyeshadow. So let me go ahead and swatch that. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is something I like to call the blend test. And so let's say you're blending in your eyeshadow. So we're blending this in, Usually chalky eyeshadows tend to blend into, you know, nothing pretty much. So as you can see here, I've blended. We still have pigment there. It hasn't completely disappeared. If you see the initial swatch, is still there. So it's fairly pigmented. Would I go crazy and say it's super pigmented? No. It is fairly chalky. You are going to need a base for this eyeshadow, and if you don't use it with a base, it's going to be very powdery, very chalky. You will get some pigment, but not true to color. Okay, so here's the finger that I was rubbing this in with, and as you can see, yeah, okay, so that's in a nutshell. I'm gonna go ahead and swatch Princess. And guys, I'm using a light hand to pick up product. Okay, now Princess, I can feel it kind of has like a silky finish to it. It feels silky on the hands. It looks very satiny, kind of shimmer. This is a great lid color or highlight for the brow bone. It's fairly pigmented. I would say this eyeshadow was successful. Let's move on to Violence. Here we go. Here's Violence. That's how it swatches on the finger. Let's see the arm. So Violence, same consistency as Princess. We have a very satin kind of shimmer effect going on with this eyeshadow. It feels silky to the touch. Very, very good job with Princess and Violence, I would have to say. Next, we will be going into Rich Bitch. Let's see. Okay, I can already see from touching Rich Bitch that this eyeshadow is very, very chunky, guys. So this is very chunky. It does not feel silky to the touch. It feels kind of dry. Yeah, it feels fairly dry and just chunks of glitter. This is definitely a chunky glitter lid shade. It's very pretty though. For those of you who like glitter, I love glitter. So I would say this is okay. Versus getting a chunky glitter and then having to put adhesive and then glitter. I would say this is a home run. Next, we're going to go into this transition shade here called Courtney. As you can see on the edges, she already looks very creamy and rich. This is Courtney. If you can see that, you can get a good look at that. Let's put her here. Okay, so Courtney to the touch is very chalky. So chalky that look, she's blending into nothing. Okay, do you see Courtney? It's right there. She's blended into almost nothing. Courtney is very chalky. I would say that Courtney is a definite miss for me. However, to each his own. This is my personal opinion, my review on this product. Courtney is definitely a miss for me. She blends out into nothing. She is soft to the touch. Not the same consistency as Star Power. Star Power is over chalky. Courtney is more soft and it's weird. It's soft but dry, like a dry, soft texture. Very weird texture. Okay, now we're gonna go to the other hand because this hand is full. We're gonna dab into Expensive. And let's see here. I got a little bit on my finger. So this is Expensive. I got some over here. This is Expensive. I'm gonna swatch that again simply because I didn't get the full swatch. Okay. Okay, Expensive is chalky as well. I feel it on my finger. It feels dry. It doesn't feel silky. It doesn't feel smooth. It does feel chalky. We're gonna try and blend this out now. Okay. Okay, yeah, Expensive is chalky and blends out too much, as you can see. The color, it's not true to color. All right, you would have to pack this on with a base. So I would say that this color was a fail. An all-around fail, no, because you can pack it on with a base. So it's not an all-around fail, but it's definitely not a hit as good as Violence and Princess. So far, guys, Violence and Princess are my favorite formulas. Rich Bitch is chunky, but I mean, it'll leave a nice lid shade. As for glitter, chunky glitter eyeshadow, so they did pretty good with Rich Bitch. Courtney is an all-around fail. You can use it as a transition shade, but you're gonna have to pack that bitch on. Now we're gonna go into Confession. By looking at Confession, sorry about the glare, by looking at Confession and Expensive, I'm thinking that they are the same formula. However, Confession does seem a little more moist. It just looks moist. So let's see if we're gonna have a hit with this one. So from the touch, I can tell you it feels rich. Yes. Okay, there's Confession. Now that is a nice formulation to that eyeshadow. Is very rich, very buttery to the touch. This is an all-around hit. Had they all been made the same with that same formula of Confession, we would have had an overall hit, but they were not. Okay, next I'm going to dip into Vanity. From the feel of it, it feels like Courtney. Does it perform as bad as Courtney? Let's see. Okay, we have pigment there. That seems to be like a plumish brown. I mean, it looks brown here, but it's performing like a plum shade. So we can rub this in and see how this blends out. The blend test. Okay. So does this blend into nothing? No, it doesn't. Okay, so this is a hit, definite hit with that one. I really like that one versus Courtney. I'm gonna go into that next shade and I'm gonna have to use a different finger. Guys, I'm sorry if my camera isn't centered this whole video. I'm doing this on my bed, so I guess you learn as you progress making your videos. Next we're gonna go in with China White. Let's see. So let's swatch China White here. Okay guys, that's super chalky. Do you see that? That is super chalky. It is so chalky. Oh my god, it feels like I took chalk from a chalkboard and put it on my hand. And I'm not bullshitting. What a disappointment that shadow is, and basically blended out into nothing. Yeah, that's a disappointment. China White has to be the same formulation as Courtney. So that was an overall miss. Then we have Black Rainbow. Let's see what that is like. We're going to use Black Rainbow over here. And now that is a nice one. That one feels like Vanity. So Black Rainbow feels just like Vanity. You got specks of glitter in there, beautiful shadow, blends out nicely just like Vanity. We still have color, so that is an overall good one. That's a good one. Now guys, if you would like to see a makeup look with these eyeshadows, please let me know and I will do one. I just don't see the point in doing a makeup look unless you want a tutorial, and then I will go through the trouble of making a specific look to a specific palette. I'm a very diverse person and I have a huge collection. I love to collaborate my palettes when doing my makeup looks, so it's very rare that I do one makeup look just using one palette. So if that's something you're interested in, just comment down below, let me know, and I will definitely go ahead and make a makeup look using just this palette. So guys, my overall review for this palette, I would have to say this is an overall miss. Courtney is 100% miss. China White is 100% miss. Let's rate them 1 to 5, right? I would say 1, 4, 4. I would say 3, 5, 2. I would say, okay, we have it right there. Let's go back and yeah, I would say 4 and 5. Okay, so that's my overall review of this palette. I think there's a lot of other palettes out there on the market, guys, that is potentially way better than this for your money. Before going into buying this, I thought that this palette would be the shit and that it was going to be extremely pigmented and these shadows were gonna perform like a dream, and I guess it's just one of those things where it's like YouTube made me do it. Overall, it's a nice palette. Is it worth the money? No, it is not. I think there's a lot of other palettes on the market that are worth that are way better than this for the amount that you're paying. Okay, so that's my overall review, guys. Thank you for watching. If there are any other makeup palettes you would like me to review, please just let me know and I would be happy to review them. Thank you for watching. Bye.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.